another segment of Sharing from the Chair. With us, we have Marsha. Marsha, you want to tell the viewers a little bit about yourself?
I'm 58. I'll be 58 next week, and I've gone to school and I've got a couple of degrees, and just trying to make it through life right now.
Marsha, where are you originally from? Where were you born?
I was born in Belgrade, Florida, in 1964, when it was all sugarcane fields.
Long time ago. Florida's changed a little bit since 1964. And where did you go to school, Marsha?
I went to Sunset Senior High, Miami Sunset Senior High, and then I graduated, got my GED, and then I also went to Florida Technical College and got a regular degree and associates in medical coding and billing. And I also went back and did a associate's and a bachelor's degree in business.
Marsha, tell us a little bit about your family background.
I am French Canadian. I'm French American. I'm sorry. And I am the baby of 6 children. And my mother had just recently passed away. And there's only 2 children left besides myself. My oldest sister, my oldest brother are still alive. And I've had a very good childhood. I had everything I always wanted, so pretty much full.
Marsha, as you grew up in South Florida, did you get married? Did you have kids? Tell us, a little bit about how'd you come to where you're at today?
I spent 10 years in Texas. I was married, got divorced. I went to prison as an accessory. So I did my time and came back, got divorced, and just started going to work, going to school. And just all of a sudden when I got, my mother got taken away from me from DCF, and I lost pretty much everything, money, everything. So I was living in abandoned houses doing drugs. I started doing drugs and drinking a lot. And I just kept moving around, and just things got tough. And when the person I was staying with, finally, he passed away from cancer, I just couldn't pay the rent or anything, so I got kicked out.
Tell us your experience once you came involved with the fine folks of Share Your Heart.
I met this lady at the bus stop when I was homeless, and she met Rolly, and she got his number, and she called him when she got back and saw me at the bus stop when she got off work, and that was the beginning. So
you met Rolly from Share Your Heart while being homeless?
Yes, sir.
And how did that interaction, how did that relationship flourish from the first time you met Rolly to where you're at today?
Rolly's been great. He's done a whole lot for me, and I've met a lot of nice people. And because he worked so hard to get me into the shelter, I've gotten so much back, and I'm very grateful to everybody who's helped me, and Rolly most of all, and everybody at Share Your Heart. I'm grateful for everything.
Why don't you share how you became homeless? A lot of people that don't know the dynamics involved in becoming homeless, it can happen to anyone. Can you share how that happened?
Oh yes, the person I was living with, he was taking care of my rent, paying my rent for me, and when he passed away, I couldn't pay any rent, so I had no way to pay the rent. So the landlord had kicked me out, and I had just taken all my stuff and went in a shopping cart and slept on the busway. And I used to have money, I used to have cars, I used to have a house, I used to have things. And when I became homeless, it was a very humbling experience. It's very dangerous out there. I've been attacked 3 times and survived. And I moved on, so I'm right now I'm in such a good place. Hopefully I can help somebody else.
Absolutely. We're very proud of you here at Share Your Heart, Marsha. And Marsha, tell us, when you found yourself homeless out on the streets, how long were you homeless? And how was that, a transformative part of your life?
Nobody deserves to be homeless. Nobody. And nobody asked for it. Things just happen to people, and that's what happens. And it's a learning experience. And I waited and I prayed. That's when I was always believed in God, but that's when I really became praying to God and talking to Him every day to help me get off the street. I was homeless for 2 years, and I had been attacked 5 times during that 2 years. But a lot of people have helped me during the 2 years. Nobody deserves to be like that. And to the people who look down on homeless people, no matter what they got with, no matter where they're at, they're still human beings, and they deserve to be treated with respect. They treat us bad, and that we have leprosy, and they won't talk to us and stuff like that. And we're not like that. But everybody who's been on the street, there's a lot of ex-veterans that I slept on the street with. I've watched a lot of my friends die on the street because of that, and it's bad. And I wouldn't wish anybody to be homeless, especially if you have a family. Nobody deserves that.
What would you say to the homeless population that maybe could possibly watch this and hear your message? What would you say to them?
If somebody comes up to you and offers you a chance to get off the street, please take it. And I've had people tell me, you don't deserve to be out here. You don't look like the type to be out here. And I'm not. And I wasn't.
From your experience, are the majority of our homeless population men or women?
Men of all ages. There's 16-year-olds that are out there. There's a 12-year-old that I saw that was out there. There's one of the people I was with was 74 years old. And there's a lot of, and he was a Yale graduate, and he's on the street drinking, and doing what he can to get money.
So you've seen children on the street that are homeless. You mentioned a 12-year-old. Tell us about him.
His parents were drug addicts, and they left him a lot. They left him alone a lot. So I spent a lot of time with him, was talking to him. I'd make sure he'd eat. When his parents would go out and chase the drugs, when people gave me food, I shared with him. I gave him my blankets. I got him clothes. I made sure he had what he wanted, and he was so unhappy. It was like, I want my parents back. And it was sad to watch. It was very sad.
Do you know what's become of this young boy?
He's still on the street.
Was he going to school?
No. He was panhandling. He was literally on the street panhandling for money so he can get something to eat.
Marsha, I see you have a wooden cross hanging around your neck. It's beautiful. Can you share with us your relationship with that cross and what it means to you?
Some other homeless people that were camped, lived in the woods that was close to where I was at. They lived in a tent in the woods. And the guy he gave me this for Christmas one year, 2 years ago, when I first became to that one location. He gave me this cross, and I'd never take it off. And when I talk to God, I hang on to it. And I pray to God. And I love the cross.
It's beautiful. Let me ask you, you say Rolly from Share Your Heart met you on the streets, reached out to you, helped you, and you're now in a shelter and in a much better place than you were 6 months, a year ago.
Mm-hmm. And when I talked to Rolly, he got me in there. He got me on my ID and stuff like that, got me tested, and I went straight into the shelter.
Tell us how you're managing, how you are adjusting to living in this shelter after being on the streets homeless for 2 years. But how are the other individuals in this shelter? How do they manage along?
And there's like 20 women to a dorm, and then you get the family dorms and stuff. We'll pray, and we get TV, we got Wi-Fi, so we got TV, and we watch our movies. So and then we go see our case managers and get stuff done. Where
do you see yourself in the near future, and what is it that you want to be able to accomplish?
Right now, I want to go back to work and get my life back, what I had. And I've already put my application in for Section 8, so I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on my Section 8 appointment. So I'm really excited about that. And I just want to get my life back and be an individual again, and see if I can help anybody else that was in my place.
Is there anything that I haven't asked you? Is there anything that you would like to share with our viewing audience and just speak from your heart? Share your heart with us.
I am so grateful to everybody who's reached out to help me along the way, and to God, because I talked to God and He answered my prayers and He listened, and He's a very big part of my life, and bigger than ever. And I want to thank everybody who's helped me, everybody, because there's a lot of people who helped me along the way, and just in it for listening. When I've needed someone to talk to, they've let me talk and didn't judge me. And that's what a lot of people need. There's a lot of judging going on around it, and no one deserves that. If you don't know the person, don't judge.
Thank you for sharing with us. God bless you, and may your future be bright. And I pray blessings upon you, Marshall.
Thank you. God bless you. Because I talked to God and He answered my prayers and He listened.